The neon sign outside Sammy's place hums and flickers, painting the wet pavement in pulses of red. Inside, Thomas Condi wipes down the bar, though it's already clean. The air smells of stale beer and lemon cleaner. The jukebox in the corner cycles through its hum. He pours himself a drink, but doesn't touch it. He stares at the photo taped behind the register. It's Sam in his high school football jersey, caught mid-grin. Then the bell over the front door rings. A shape stands in the doorway, rain sliding off of him. The man's hair is matted, clothes damp, his face hidden beneath the shadow of the neon. Thomas blinks once, twice, and his glass slips from his hand because he knows that walk, that slouch of the shoulders, that tired smile. Sam? He breathes. The figure steps closer. His eyes are wrong, too still, too dark. His voice is soft and full of static like a radio between stations. Hey, Dad. You look tired. Thomas's throat tightens. He stumbles around the bar, reaching out, afraid that the boy will vanish if he blinks. His hand meets cold skin, slick like river water. Sam, it can't be. Shh. The young man presses his finger to Thomas's lips. Don't say can't, Dad. You wanted me home. You called for me. The jukebox clicks and sputters to life. A familiar song crackles through, one Sam used to sing on long drives. The lights dim, then swell too bright, stretching the shadows until they reach the bar like hands. Thomas's breath comes fast. The photo behind the counter curls, edges blackening as if touched by flame. Sam leans in close. The smell of wet soil and ash on his breath. Dad, he whispers. I miss Van. You should tell him to come home. Thomas nods, trembling, the words lodged in his throat. Say it. The voice insists, now lower, layered, more like one voice, several voices speaking at once. I'll call him, Sammy, Thomas says, tears streaking down his cheeks. I'll tell him to come home. The lights flicker once, and the figure of Sam is gone, just footprints of dark water leading towards the door. Thomas stands alone in silence, phone already shaking in his hand. Attention, brave viewers. This video features adults immersed in a spine-chilling horror RPG experience. The content likely includes supernatural elements, horror-related events, and potentially scenes of violence. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy. Howdy, friends and floor heads. Welcome back to episode 5 of Monster of the Week. We're back with the Remington family, and boy, did we leave them in a spot. So they have been working on trying to figure out what is causing this craziness to happen here where kids are going missing. They get there, they realize it has something to do with these crop circles that are in this labyrinth maze in this cornfield. They run into an old man and his son. Things get a little weird. Van gets a shotgun to the back of the head, telling him by the old man. Quickly, Adriel and Van dispose of the old man. And then we've got this beast, this minotaur, this 10, 12-foot tall minotaur that's running through this maze. Elias has figured out, with a little bit of a help from a friend, that the cornfield is the secret and that that's where this monster is getting its power. So smartly, Van starts to set the cornfield on fire, in the process injuring himself. He's now at harm 4 and he's unstable. But more importantly, Adriel and Declan have an amazing plan. Hop in the Forerunner and travel on the gravel roads that separate this cornfield that's a maze with the other cornfields, and just use the flame sword that Adriel has to set the whole damn thing on fire and trap this thing in the maze. The problem is as they were going to hit the last side, the eastern side of this maze, we had a failed act under pressure roll, which resulted in our Minotaur getting ahead of them, ramming the Forerunner, causing it to tumble head over heel. And where we left our friends, Declan and Adriel, is they were upside down, being held by their seatbelts inside of the Forerunner. Declan could smell the gasoline leaking from the tank, and Adriel could see this Minotaur coming out of the maze after it rammed them, and the beginnings of a fireball forming in his mouth, presumably to launch it at the Forerunner. I want to cut, though, to Van and Elias. Elias, when you're looking at Van, he doesn't look so good. Van, can you kind of give us an idea of what Elias sees?
I think he sees this demeanor change where there's something else going on mentally. It's not necessarily a physical thing that's happening, although it's part of it, but there's something that's clicked in Van's head that is breaking him, and it's getting worse. And so he's definitely on edge, and he doesn't know how not to show it. He's pretty transparent.
And pretty beat up, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think you've got burns on your arms and your hands from setting fire. Plus you had some bruises from the roundabout there fight inside of the farmhouse. So Van is unstable, and from a rules perspective, that allows me to do some harm moves against him until that unstable's removed.
Yeah, so I think Elias was kind of unfocused on the outside world. Like he let his eyes unfocus, and he was trying this internal focus to center this magical power on the creature to try to contain it. But something snaps his focus onto Van, and he sees how rough shape he's in. And he kind of shakes himself a little bit, like shakes the cobwebs, and kind of just stops mid-gesture and then starts doing something different, like small gestures, different gestures with his hands, and a slight murmur you can see as he's trying to change the spell that he was going to cast.
So it sounds like we're going to do a use magic. Is that right?
That's the goal, yeah.
All right, let's do a use magic. So you're going to roll that plus weird. What's your weird?
My weird is 2.
All right, so this will be plus 2. Let's see what happens. All right, on a 10 plus, the magic works without issue. Choose your effect. On the list of effects, we're going to inflict harm, I assume, on Van?
Yeah.
Who's better you on?
It's him. No, I kind of like Van, so I'm going to try to heal him from some of his injuries. Maybe soothe those burns that you most recently took.
So it says heal one harm from an injury or cure a disease or neutralize a poison. I assume it also means you can remove unstable. So are we gonna try to heal him to 3 and leave him unstable, or?
I mean, if you'll allow the unstable, then yes, I'll do that instead.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. So set the scene for me. What does it look like when Elias is healing Van?
Like I said, I think there's this quieting, and like I said, they almost like micro gestures of his hands as he's almost weaving some unseen strand of reality, and he's murmuring, and then I think what you see is this dark energy flow from Van and into between Elias's hands, and that's what he's weaving and like into something else, right? Like he's pulling it out and creating some other thing with it that then you can't really see. It's like that haze on a hot road, hot asphalt.
Yeah, and Van, you're on the ground, on one knee after going through all of this. There's a nice fire being going that you set there at the front of the cornfield, and you look down at your burns on your arms and on your hands, and you start to see them heal. What do you do?
I think Van jumps up, shakes, looks, kind of closes his eyes real quick, looks again, and he glances over at Elias. I don't know what he sees, though.
Yeah, so I think you're going to see something similar. Like he seems engaged in something, something delicate, something very that requires a lot of dexterity. Even though it's not physical, it manifests through that, like almost like he's knitting or weaving or tying knots or something like that. But you probably can't see much more than that or what's going on, and he seems like in his own space, so he's not really responding in any kind of nonverbal way to you.
So seeing that, I just make a mental note to ask about it later, because it's clear I know this. I'm aware of where the source of what's happening might be coming from, and I'm not going to interrupt, and I'm going to let it be because it's making me feel less unstable.
Yeah.
And Elias, as you start to wind down the successful use of magic, and Van, as you're kind of standing up, feeling not 100% by any stretch of the imagination, but you were not on a downward spiral like you were before Elias intervened, you hear the car crash. It's about 800 yards around the corner on the eastern side of the cornfield. You're on the southern side of the cornfield. And you could hear the Forerunner's engines as it was peeling around and they were setting fire. And you can kind of see where the smoke on the edges started, and then it stops, and then you hear that crash. Speaking of which, Declan and Adriel, you are upside down, and you have about a half a second to do something before that fireball leaves our friend's mouth.
I will grab Declan and use my wings ability, angel wings ability.
All right, let's do it. What does that roll with?
That is a weird.
All right, so roll weird and let's see what you got. You can just click on weird. So what's the result of a 7 to 9?
So it says you don't quite manage it. Either you are all separated or you all appear in the wrong place.
Ooh, what do I like better? Do I want to separate you or have you appear in the wrong place?
I'm trying to decide whether or not this one.
Oh, are you thinking about spending some luck?
No, you know what? I'll let it go. Let's have some fun.
I keep tempting you with it.
RV. I was aiming for the RV.
All right. We see the wings cover at a split second as the fireball leaves the mouth of this minotaur and it hits the forerunner and it explodes and shocks the ground almost to the point, Van and Elias, where you lose your footing a little bit. And you can just see this huge explosion where where you believe Declan and Adriel are. Declan, you find yourself in the center of the maze. That big area that you found together at one point. You're standing there. And Adriel, as you appear inside of the RV, you almost trip and fall because it just wasn't smooth. Something, I think it was timing, the amount of pressure you were under, I'm not sure, but Declan is not with you. Declan, what are we going to do?
So Declan is standing up at the center of the maze. He is very disoriented. Probably gets to his feet and like vomits for a second. He is just like, oh, what in the hell? And he'll take a second to just figure out, shit, that I am back in the middle of the maze. And then as I'm processing that, see the like pillar of smoke. Shit. And I will just, to the best of my recollection, take off back out of the maze to try to get back to the entrance, because I know that Van and Elias were.
Oop, I lost your audio for a second. Can you hear us, DJ? Because we can't hear you for some reason. It got like digitized. All right, we'll come back to you. All right, Adriel, as you fall into the RV, you have no idea where Declan is. You have a rough idea where maybe Elias and Van are.
I immediately look around and don't see Declan. So I will, again, instantaneous. I will use my angel wings on myself to teleport myself to where Declan.
All right, Nightcrawler, you're just zapping around.
Get some use out of it. Because it's just myself, I don't have to make any rules.
No, I know. That's fantastic. So Declan, can we hear you now?
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, look at you. All right, so
my goal is just to get back to the entrance to the other maze, coming back from the center, just so I can get somewhere familiar.
Yeah, so we're going to use the custom move for this mystery, which is let's get out of here. When you enter the circle looking for the center, you find it. When you try to find an exit or someone else in the maze, roll plus sharp. So if you could, for me, Declan, roll plus sharp.
Oh, right. Here we go.
Okay, on a miss, you return to the center. Declan, you charge, remembering, okay, I'm pretty sure Adriel went this way. We went that way. You kind of are going, you're finding some of the gear from our UFO friend, and you take a right and a left, and all of a sudden you're back in the center, and Adriel appears next to you.
Oh. We were in the car. What happened?
I tried to take us back to the van, but it seems you didn't quite make it, so I came back for you.
Yeah, no shit. So let's see if we can get out of here. What happened to the? Do we know what happened to the car?
It exploded.
Like exploded?
I'm sorry. Where's our RV in relationship? Did we
The
bring it
RV
here
south. Yeah, no, the RV is
with,
south. It's
Oh,
yeah.
so I wouldn't know. I assume it burned up. He was about to hit a fireball, and there was gas everywhere.
Well, and from the center of the circle, you can see the large fire off on the eastern side, and you heard, because we're talking split second this teleportation, so you guys heard the explosion.
And,
So I could hear the explosion from.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
And Declan is clearly
That's what I
asking this
said.
to like cope with what he obviously knows has happened.
right.
So,
Did the RV
Declan.
come with us? I thought we all four jumped in the Forerunner.
Oh, maybe the RV's back parked in town. Is that what we did?
That's what I thought.
oh
It was.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
If that's the okay, as long as
That's
we're on
what I
the
was
same page,
asking
you
if
know
I
what
could
I'm
hear
going to
the
try to do
explosion or
here
not.
soon.
So
that's
maybe
what-
Adriel didn't hear the explosion.
So I just tried to
but
get.
we can see the fire now. So
Yeah.
Declan.
So we were in the car. There was gas. I was here. I tried to run back out of here. I made 2 suspect lefts, and I'm back in the center of the maze. I might need your help. We need to find Van and Elias.
Well, I was going to say you have a choice. You can either try to find your way out, or you can join me while I set the rest of this on fire from within.
There's
And get you out. Whether we're together or not is going to be the question. I don't know if your relations
So
your
here's the
sex
thing.
has a impact on what I try to do.
So here's the thing, Unc. Unlike you, I am still very flammable. So
Oh, I'm flammable.
here's what I think we can do. I think that if you want to start to try to set all this alight, you can do that, and I can try to work my way out and try to tell the rest of the crew about what's going on in here. See if we can meet somewhere in the middle. See if we can find some way to kind of regroup.
Yes, there seems to be an echo. I believe I just said that.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. I'm still recovering from being teleported. Watch your step, by the way.
I'm used to it. I think Van did the same thing once. The first time's the roughest.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah, this thing is too powerful. We need to weaken it.
Yeah, and to be clear, you can hear that the Minotaur has returned back into the maze. You can hear it hitting the stalks and headed towards you. It's difficult to get a sense of how far away it is and whether it's just barreling straight through or whether it's following the maze at all. Cutting back to Van and Elias. By all measures, it's possible Declan and Adriel are dead.
Looking, I imagine behind us, since we're at the front of the maze, is there any other vehicles? I think there was a farm truck, if I remember.
Yeah, it was like a big old red farm truck.
How close is that?
I don't know, 50 yards.
Elias, if that explosion was what I think it was, we need a vehicle to get the hell out of here.
You want to leave them?
No, but we need to be more mobile than if we're facing this four-legged hooved thing. There's no way we can outrun this thing. I'm going to sprint over to the red pickup truck, and I'm going to try to see if there's keys magically in the visor in the normal spot. And it's an older truck, I'm hoping.
It
Might be
is.
hot-wireable.
Yeah, I can't imagine the old man kept the keys anywhere else. In fact, I think the keys are probably in the ignition just to make his life simpler.
Yeah, it's an old farm truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a betting man. I'm going to sprint over to that truck, hoping I can get the damn thing started. Hopefully
right.
it runs.
So you hop in. That's right, Drake. God bless a farm truck in the chat. All right, Elias, while you see Van running towards the truck, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna head back into the maze.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna try to find the center.
So with that move, you're going to find it automatically. So you'll start in the center. It's whether you want to find somebody else or find your way out that we have to do something.
I see. So I'm wondering if I can tie this in, either make it this move or just thematically tie it into my hunches move.
Talk to me about that move.
That I took. So when something bad is happening or just about to happen somewhere that you aren't, roll plus sharp. On a 10 plus, you knew where you needed to go just in time to get there. And on a 7 to 9, you get there late, in time to intervene, but not prevent it altogether. On a miss, you get there just in time to be in trouble yourself.
Yeah, I think we need something to be about to happen for us to do that one. So I think we need to hold off on that, Elias. But
okay, yeah. So my goal is, when the Minotaur's about to encounter them,
yeah,
I'd like to trigger that.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I'm with you.
Going to try to find Declan in the maze.
All right, so Declan and Adriel, the plan is Declan's going to try to find his way out, and Adriel, you're going to start lighting things on fire?
Yeah, I tell Declan I'm not quite sure what would be safer, staying with me or going, but if this thing is connected to the cornfield and I'm injuring it, it may just focus on me and ignore you. That's just a hypothesis, but the choice is yours.
I'm going to try to find the rest of the group, and we will all be back. Whatever's going to happen, if we're going to take this thing, we're going to do it together.
Well,
but I think that your idea of getting I think the idea of weakening it is a good one, because clearly can't do anything to it as is. Through everything we had, it felt like, and it just is still barreling towards us.
So here's what I'm going to offer you, Declan. I'm going to offer you the ability to do Let's Get Out of Here again. But if you get another miss, you're not going to like it. So I'm raising the stakes a little bit on this roll. So this will be plus sharp.
All right.
I'll make sure you marked an experience point. That's fine.
Thank you.
Luck point.
Mark it 2.
Okay. So Declan, you're like, all right, I went through here. I took 2 lefts, I ended back in the center. And maybe if I take a right and you start going through and you end up in this long passage, it kind of tees off left to the right. You're not really sure. You think left is south, but you're not really sure. You're definitely turned around. And through the corn, our friend appears. And he's towering over you.
So now I'm just like facing down the Minotaur. How close is it? Is it at end of this, or is it like right on top of me?
He's not in he's not in your arm's reach, but you're in his. Got a split second. I need something.
Yeah, I'm.
What does Declan do when faced with this thing, knowing what this thing is capable of?
I think no one's capable of. You try to run, but up to this point, he's tried that twice and wound up failing miserably each time. So at this point, he's probably ready to fight.
All right.
And so I think I'm just going to kick some ass. I'm going to.
Let's do it. Let's kick some ass.
Fighting 6 and go for it.
A little mano-y-mano. It's a good way to start it. So on a 10 plus, You get to choose one extra effect. You can gain advantage, taking a +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm, so it'll be plus an additional harm. How much harm do your sticks normally do?
I knew that piece of information right before you asked me. Let me.
Okay, I'll let you look at it. You can suffer less harm, so -1 harm, and you can force them where you want them. So to give you an idea of what is coming in on you is he's coming in to bite you, which is a 2 harm attack. So you're about to take 2 harm, which may influence your decision.
I think that I'll reduce harm, and how I'll do that is I'll just pull up. He'll be up on me. I'll pull up the face. He's like, you know what? Let's dance. And as he comes to bite me, I will take one of the fighting sticks and just stick it directly into his mouth as he's chomping down.
Nice.
Which would do 1 harm to him because that's what the sticks do. Standard. Let me double check that I don't have an ability that raises that damage. Due to being an initiate. Yes. When you use old-fashioned hand weapon, which the fighting sticks are, you do +1 harm, so 2 harm to the Minotaur.
Okay. So you jam that
1 harm in
stick.
return.
Yeah, you jam that stick in there, and with the other, you're hitting him in the head, right? Just bashing him as he comes down to bite you. He slashes on your shoulder, on the top of your arm, just gashes you with his one of his teeth as you're jamming it up in there. So you've got a lot of blood on there. You're going to get to harm 4, and you are unstable. And what is discouraging is you beat the hell out of him pretty good, but it does not seem to have hurt him. Adriel, what are we doing?
So I saw Declan take off.
Yep.
So flaming sword, and I just start running through the maze, just lighting everything on fire.
Give me an act under pressure. Let's do that plus cool. We need some good rolls here. But we got the, I mean, that kick some ass was a great roll. It's just you're up against a beast with two armor. Find it?
Yeah, my bar got closed.
All right. So on a 7, the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. I'm going to come back to that. Let's go to where Van and Elias are. Van, boom, you kind of bump the gas a little bit, and finally, this black smoke comes out from the back of it, and our truck has started. Elias, you look back and you can see Van has started this farm truck. What are you doing, Elias?
I think I'm still headed towards the maze.
Oh, that's right. You're going to head into the maze. Yep. Let's see if you can get to where Declan is. And I'll let you use either one. You can now use your hunch or the
I don't think there's a difference.
Get out of here. Both use sharp.
Yeah, hunches use sharp.
All right. So,
I'll use the get out of here, I guess.
Perfect.
That's just a straight sharp roll.
Just a place plus sharp. Yep. There we go. On a 10+, you get there. So Elias, like a homing pigeon, you are just left, right. And then you hear it. You hear the roar of this Minotaur, and you can hear Declan just beating the hell, and you hear the sticks going against its thick hide, and you know exactly left, right, and you come up behind it. And you can see them battling. Declan's there looking up at this 12-foot tall beast. He's got one of his fighting sticks in its mouth. You can see the huge gash on his shoulder, and he's beating the hell out of it.
Elias is going to, because he's sprinting, and as soon as he turns the corner and sees this, he you can almost see this like seething rage rise within him, and this inhuman voice, he screams, "Leave him alone!" And he's going to try to bind him with the dark magic.
So a little
Bind the
bit of
creature.
you, another use magic from Elias. This always goes well. Let's see it.
We'll see. He learned not to summon just random monsters into the world.
Or has
Maybe.
he?
We'll see.
Oh, here comes our good rolls. So on a 10 plus, the magic works without issues. Choose your effect, and it sounds like trap a
Trap it, yeah.
specific person, minion, or monster.
I would like to specifically trap the Minotaur.
So you see the back of this Minotaur, and you don't even come up to its waist, right? You're about as tall as one of its legs.
Right.
But Declan's beating the hell out of it. What are you doing? And you're
So-
going to end up binding this thing.
Yeah, it's I think actually going to look a little bit similar to some of the other stuff we've seen, where it's this dark, sinewy energy that kind of, this time it emanates from Elias and like reaches out to the Minotaur and starts to wrap itself like tendrils around its limbs, its ankles, its all of its joints, and starts to pull it down towards the ground. With this like just pure energy of whatever this is, the void.
And Declan, you see that its head pulled away from you. Do you want to yank the stick out?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
keep it-
definitely gonna. I'm
You
gonna
pull the stick
yank
out, and you can't see what's doing this. You just see him getting pulled into the ground, anchored out. And at some point, you see Elias, who seems taller than you normally would see him.
Levitating a little bit.
Yeah, you like his toes aren't touching the ground.
Oh no! It got worse. How did it get worse? And at this point, Declan is he's pulled the stick out. He's hit the deck. He's kind of on the knee, and he's trying to like catch his breath. What, Elias? What are you doing?
There's no like he's completely concentrating on whatever it is he's doing, but you can see he's like holding his hand out like towards the creature. He's clearly doing this, whatever it is. He's struggling a little. Like it's
You're
not-
doing battle here, Elias. This is an active thing, right? You're maintaining this. I think you get a sense that maybe you've got a minute, 2 minutes that you're going to be able to hold this thing, right? Which is an infinite amount of time considering the situation. But once you lose concentration, it's going to be seconds before this thing lets go. Adriel, you are cutting through with your sword and lighting things on fire. And at one point, you hear the roar of this beast, and you hear Declan yell out to Elias. And I think it kind of causes you to spin around a little bit, like, oh shit, like they're in trouble. Elias is there, which might mean they're either about to be saved or they're in more trouble, right? And I think it causes you to get turned around, and you end up getting burned in the process. So I'm actually going to put you at 4 harm unstable as well.
I do have my magical armor.
Oh, all right. You will stay at 3 harm then. But the flames come up on you and don't burn you.
Yet.
What are you going to do?
I'd like to gauge how this fire is going. Like if I believe it's enough to where it's just gonna spread out and accomplish what I'm looking to do.
It is, right? Your goal was to set this cornfield on fire. This cornfield has been set on fire, right? That's the beauty of getting a partial success on the act under pressure. So you're going to get what you want, but the cost was me trying to burn you unsuccessfully.
Okay. Well then, I think this is obvious and makes sense. At that point, I will again use my angel wings to take myself to where Declan is.
All right, beautiful. So you zap to Declan. Van, you got the truck started. You look out and you realize Adriel must be in there or something's in there setting this shit on fire because it's more than any of the flames you were setting. What are you doing?
I'm going to haul butt up to the entrance with this truck as much as it will haul butt.
Yeah.
Kind of come in sideways like Starsky and Hutch, and I'm going to try to jump up on the roof and see if I can see high enough to see if I can see this Minotaur, where it's at, where's fire moving and spreading, so I can get a trajectory to try to maybe plow through this cornfield and get my family out of here.
Yeah, you pull out of the truck, the door's kind of jamming on you, so you have to kind of Dukes of Hazzard out the window, and you kind of get pushed up and you get above it. And yeah, you can see them. You can see them. You might have a chance to get in there. Not sure we'd be able to get the truck out the way that the fire is spreading. But if you want to get to the Minotaur where you know your brothers are, you can slide in that truck and act under pressure and get that truck there if you want.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Let's do an act under pressure. It's going to be plus cool. Oh, boy.
Pause.
Okay.
If there's one moment Van would spin, or I as the player would spin this luck, it would be when his family is in dire straits. And this is when, whether I wasted the luck on less important stuff earlier, only I will know, and in 3 weeks we may know that more. But I am spinning that point of luck.
All right, so you are automatically a 10 plus. Technically a 12 plus, I think is what the rule says. But we don't have it advanced on act under pressure for you. So you're going to pull that truck up a half second right before you need it to. You're going to get there just in time. What is your luck result, though, when you spend luck? Should be on your sheet. Yeah.
Right. I will get the playbook special.
Yeah.
Luck special. I'll get a hint about Halphus.
Oh.
Yeah, so we get a story or
Interesting.
Which is how we got the hint about Halphus.
Yeah. You're driving through this field and you're not dodging corn stalks, right? You're just plowing through any corn stalks. What you're doing is avoiding fire. You know how you have to get there, but you can't go as the crow flies because of the fire. You're kind of negotiating through a different type of maze, which is a maze of fire at this point. And at one point you take a sharp left and there's flames. You can feel the heat through the open window of this farm truck. And as you do a sharp left and look, you could swear, looking into the flames, you see its face. And in your head, you hear him say something.
See you soon, man.
Might as well mark me unstable now. That just fucked me up.
So here's the scene. Adriel shows up. Elias is trying to keep this thing bound. Declan is like, what the hell are you doing, Elias? Adriel, you appear, and Van, you just plow into this part of the cornfield with the red truck, and we just see there are flames everywhere. The smoke is becoming a lot, and we're starting to see this thing break. Elias is not going to be able to hold it much longer.
When I pull up, I'm instantly getting halfway out the window, screaming, "Get in the fucking truck!" And if I have enough time, I'd like to point my shotgun at this monster, assuming it's not. I feel confident that I'm not going to hit anybody else close. And try to squeeze off around if I have the time.
Let's do it. Let's do some kick some ass.
Kicking some ass. Oh my god, everything. Okay. Boop, boop.
There's the roll. On a 10 plus, you get to choose one extra effect. You want to gain the advantage? Do you want to inflict terrible harm? Do you want to suffer one less harm? Or do you want to force them where you want them? And just so you know, what he's going to be doing is spitting fire back at you. And what you're looking at with that, let me get up to his attacks. 3 harm.
I need this thing to let go because he's on top of Declan, right?
No, he is being
he's
bound
not.
to the ground by Elias.
Oh,
Declan is free of him. Adriel's free of him. Elias is behind him.
I'm shooting him in the source of this fire so it can see if I can buy us some time. Or I can negate harm, huh?
You can do -1 instead of taking 3 harm. You could take 2 harm,
I'll take 2
Which
harm and an
which
armor.
considering
1
you're at
harm.
4.
I'm going to
Yeah.
protect someone.
Ah.
My man.
Well, first I do need Van's decision. So let me get his decision. Then let's finish out his move.
Take less harm.
Okay, so you're set to do 2. And what does the shotgun do?
3 harm.
All right, perfect. So it is going to do 1 harm to him. All right, Adriel, as this fireball is flying towards Van, I want to protect someone, please. Okay, you got a
Yeah,
7.
so basically I see the flames coming out and I just jump to in front of it and put my wings up in a protective arc to take the flame damage.
Beautiful. So you're set to take 3 harm.
I'm going to suffer little harm, so I'll drop it to 2.
Okay.
And then my armor will drop it to 1.
Well, hold on a second. Protect someone on a 7 plus. You protect them, okay, but you suffer some or all of the harm you're going to get. So you can take 2 harm with your armor reducing it by 1.
So I'm taking the 3 harm.
You are taking the 3 harm with a protect someone.
Okay.
Yep.
And then if I take you suffered little harm as one of the choices.
You didn't get a 10 plus.
No, I'm sorry. That's a 10 plus. I can't read. It's okay.
Oh, that's okay.
I learned my letters next week. I'm only on
That's
numbers.
okay. That's all right. Stay with
So I
numbers
take
for
2
now.
harm.
Okay.
Okay.
Craig, since
All
I
right.
did
There
a
we go.
-1
we go.
harm.
It's just for you.
Oh, it's
No,
just for me?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
comes
All right.
along.
So Adriel, that's going to put you at 5 harm unstable.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what this looks like? Because this is going to frickin' hurt.
My wings get singed. Oh no.
Yeah. And I think you go rolling. I think it's possible nobody has seen you get hit the way this thing hits you.
Yeah,
So
it slams me up against the truck and it burns.
Oh, I love
some of my
that.
feathers and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
And boom, like it dents the side of the bed
Rock.
on there. Who's up? This thing is starting to break.
So
I will tell you that the burning is good and bad right now because you are getting a sense that its skin is turning is turning from gray to flesh. So it looks like his skin is softening, but you also are in a burning maze of corn. So the good news is he looks a little bit more vulnerable than he did when Declan hit him and when Van shot him. But you're not in a safe place. Go ahead, Declan.
In the previous adventure, when I used the illuminated move, it was during the fight with the monster, and it was almost like I entered a liminal space to commune with the Imperfold. Is it safe to assume that is how that works?
It is not.
Okay.
I think it's because it's at the whim of the sect, right? How they respond to you reaching out and what you're asking for in the process, right? Could you read the move and let's talk through it real quick?
Yeah. So the move says when you telepathically ask the sect masters for aid, roll plus weird.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be depending on how they respond and what you ask for.
Okay. I think that right now, given the situation, I feel like it's probably my best move.
I don't
And
disagree with you.
What I'll do under the circumstance, I'm going to go for illuminated to try to communicate to the sect. I am in trouble. I am surrounded by flames. This shadow monster from before is binding this fire-breathing minotaur, and I need some kind of help or guidance.
Let's do it. Ooh, that's big. What is the 10 plus?
On a 10 plus, let me make sure I'm just reading it verbatim, but it's more or less to the effect of, on a 10 or more, the secret masters reveal a key fact, clue, or technique that will help you.
I think I'm going to go with technique. Oh, that's good. I think that you discover that if you can stay with this thing, they're going to tell you a couple things. And these are ideas that pop into your head as if they're your thoughts, right? As if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, and you know how just random thoughts will pop into your head? And that's what's happening here. But it's right after you've asked. So somehow they're just sliding these in for you. One, in about 15 seconds, the protections this thing has are going to be gone. And the other thing that you know for a fact in your mind is that what burning the cornfield is doing is lowering his protections. It's not going to kill him. You have to do that, Declan. And that's specifically the thought that goes through your mind. That the protections on this thing are going to go in about 15 seconds as this thing burns. But I, Declan the Initiate, I'm the one that's going to have to end this thing.
And at that point, with that thought entering his mind and with everything else even going on chaotically around him, Declan will just calmly stand up, my sticks in my hand, kind of look up at him again and say, "We pray for fire until someone answers." And just not come at him, but like fake like I'm coming towards him and then juke, because I know I've got to distract it for a few more seconds until it's vulnerable.
Yep. You want to kick some ass here?
So I'm not attacking him yet. It's kind of like
okay.
So would that be more act under pressure, or should I still do?
No, you're buying time. I'm good with that. So we'll set you up to once that 15 seconds has passed. You're going to be first to do some kick some ass.
All
right. Van, you're yelling for everybody to get in the truck. You've shot him with the shotgun. Adriel has launched himself to save you. I want to cut to Elias real quick. Then we're going to go to Van. So Elias, you might have 10 or 15 seconds left by coincidence before this thing breaks free.
Double down and struggle, right? Like that dark fire in his eyes glows, whatever the opposite brighter is, deeper. And he is just gritting his teeth and like, you know, his fist is just collapsing and just throbbing as it points at him, and he's just not letting go. Like
what you're setting out to do is to not let him go. So this is an act under pressure.
Yeah.
And if you want to roll it plus weird, I will let you do that.
What is it normally with?
Cool. What makes more sense with what Elias is doing? Is this him finding more strength in his resolution or in his magic?
Yeah, so I think he hit the magic as hard as he could, right? That was a full success.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think as much as it's the worst roll, I think it has to be now his strength.
Yeah, this is coming from him, not from some outsider or insider in the case with you. So let's do a plus cool, a straight act under pressure. I love
All
it.
right, good luck to me.
All right. So the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay.
All right, let's hear it.
I feel like you're going to keep it bound. In which case, by default, it's going to be -1 harm on any kick some ass while he is bound. So it's going to reduce the harm. That'll be the benefit of keeping him bound. But when he breaks free, I think it's going to be 2 harm to you. I think that...
I was going to say, like, if you don't mind me pitching something,
Please.
that as I'm struggling with him, that this connection, this like of the energy,
Yeah.
The magic's doing everything it can do, right? It can
Yep.
make that chain stronger, but as I'm now fighting with him, and the power of that he's struggling with is reverberating through and back towards me and hitting me. So, you know, that strength that he's trying to break out with is actually like impacting me. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? Is that once he's able, he's going to win this fight, right? This is a
He's stronger
losing
than I am.
fight.
He's stronger than a 10-year-old boy.
Exactly. But the question is what's going to happen now? The amount of effort you're putting into this now, there is going to be an actual backlash that happens. And that's where I think that 2 harm comes from.
Okay.
But it's not going to happen yet. The good news is that we're going to have 3 potential kick some asses here at -1 harm for the Minotaur while you have him bound. And to be clear, I don't think he's like bound to the ground now. I think he's kind of gotten himself up on one knee.
Sure.
And it's coming up, and he's fighting you as he's going.
Right. He's not free to move yet. He's still jerky and
Adriel. I mean, it's possible you got a rib or 2 broken, man. As you kind of get your feet back under you after getting thrown into the side of that van. What are you doing?
A little taken aback. I haven't had that happen before.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually... I didn't know that I could feel mortality.
I was just about to say, it's the most mortal you felt in a very long time.
since the last time.
Right. Until the last time you died.
Yeah. Yeah, like the whole... What I thought I was and what I am is kind of changing in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do anything right now.
I can believe that. I can believe that you are actually stunned. Thank God you were successful in saving your brother, or I think you'd be totally messed up right now.
Right.
I think that's about the only thing that's maybe keeping you on your feet, but I believe that. I totally believe that. Van, you got everybody's in danger. And Adriel just saved you. You can tell Elias is struggling. You can see Declan. It looks like Declan is trying to buy some time. I'm not sure why, but you can also tell that he's getting into a fighting stance. Declan has every intention to go after this thing again.
So clearly my brothers aren't getting in this fucking truck. So I jump out into the bed, grab Adriel by his cummerbund or the scruff, something to pull him into the bed of the truck with some protection.
Yep.
And I go leaping at this thing with I'm going into my berserk mode, which just lets me take a ton of stuff and damage, and I suffer that at the end of the combat. So I'm going all in on this thing in a way of trying to protect my brothers. So I'm going to leap at this guy with my fighting knife and try to take on as much attention and do as much damage as physically possible.
And if I remember correctly, we blessed that knife, so it's +1 harm, right?
Yes.
So that blade has a bit of a glow to it. So talk to me about, what is this berserk move?
It's not really a move, but it. Well, I guess it is. It's under moves.
Read
but
it.
No matter how much harm you take, you can always keep going until the current fight is over.
Got it.
During a fight, the keeper may use harm moves on you, or may not use harm moves, and you cannot die. When fight ends, all harm takes effect as normal.
Got it. So I'm going to hold harm, essentially, that you get inflicted. So that's super interesting. All right.
And do we know if this thing's a demon by any chance, based on what we're seeing?
He is not demonic. No, that's not his origin.
Come on, please.
Trust me, you're going to get your fill of that. So
Okay.
Van, we see Van just shed the shotgun and just start running. The most mortal of the four of you pull this knife out that, thank whatever's above us, has been blessed by Adriel. And you just go in and kick some ass. Let's do it.
It's also plus magic, if that matters.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. It's plus magic plus harm.
Plus magic.
All right, so roll plus magic.
Plus magic or weird? I don't have magic.
Or plus weird.
Yeah. Just the blade itself now is enchanted. It's magical.
Oh, it has magic, but it's not. It doesn't change it to a plus weird roll.
No.
No,
It's
no.
add that
Yeah.
tag to the weapon.
Yeah, it's got the magic tag. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. So yeah, so standard kick ass.
All right. And then I'm going to get a +1 forward because it's my signature weapon.
Beautiful. Here it comes. Here it comes. Choose one extra effect, Van, as you just go to town.
I'd like to inflict terrible harm on this thing. Extra harm.
Okay, so coming in on you is going to be 2 harm, so I'm going to keep 2 harm in reserve on you. Let me get a little die out here so I can keep track of it. And you are going to, so what is the total harm?
So it's 2 plus the enchanted would be 3, and then the +1 tools matter 4. Should have been using this thing a long time ago. My bad, guys.
Man,
Just
you.
heads up.
So
You just
I
got
want you-
motivated.
I want you to I want you to narrate this for me, Van. But you are going to all but cripple this thing. You're not going to finish him. Someone else is going to have to do the finishing, and I think I know who I want it to be. But I want you to tell me what we see as you really do some freaking damage to this guy.
Please remind me, facial features, does this thing have like a snout?
He's a full minotaur, a full bull's head with these enormous horns. He's about 12 feet tall. He is just pure muscle. And what was kind of a grayish skin after the fur transitions off of his head has now become like pink, as
Yeah.
actual flesh color.
And Elias is keeping this thing sucked down to the ground, unable to move.
It's definitely limiting him, and he's going to get a bit of a bite on you, but that's not going to slow you down. So what do we see?
I almost want to stake this thing to the ground with some limb to where this knife penetrates like a leg. If his face was to the ground, maybe his nose to.
Tell me.
Yeah, his face. I come leaping in and hit him just on the top of the nose, and the amount of momentum that comes down penetrates his nose and sticks straight into the dirt below and almost nails him to the floor with me right on top of him.
And we see this magic that Elias has been fighting. Like you pull him out of that and down to the ground, and we see it's like a rubber band that goes and snaps down to reinforce the fact that you've almost staked him
Yes.
into the ground. Declan, this is up to you.
So as Van is staking him into the ground and his head is kind of going down to the dirt, Declan's going to come from the other side with the sticks and just go full on golf swing, just uppercut under the chin as hard as can. So I'm going to kick some ass for that.
And I want to give you're a +1.
Right. So that is a
what is your total damage? By
currently
default.
the damage by default is 2.
Okay. If you can inflict one more, we're done. So as you look,
I think if there was ever a time to do this and to open up an area a little bit, I feel like it's right now. I'm going to go ahead and spend a
luck
to get it to 12, do terrible harm. And for me, what spending a luck point does is when you spend luck, something goes wrong for your sect, an ill-advised project, or a disastrous operation.
Beautiful. I will take care of that.
I like that they almost made it seem like this was prophecy for him to take it down. So he, made it happen. But even though
So, Declan, this is going to put you at 6 harm because you are going to take the bite from him, but it's going to finish him. So I'd like you to narrate the end for me.
So I'm coming in, he's been pinned down and he's like struggling to get his snout free as I am coming towards him. He's gonna like rip through the knife, and as he is coming again with these big jaws, I'm going to take the sticks as he's coming down on me. He's gonna get the bite in, but I'm gonna get an upper mandible, lower mandible, and I'm just going to push through and just and hit the ground with him kind of almost on top of me, but very dead.
I would like to protect. I'm smothering this thing. It makes sense for me to try to protect any damage that might be coming his way, unless it doesn't work with the reaction to an attack. But I'm smothering this thing's face.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say no, but I will tell you that if you take this harm, if you succeed here, you're dead.
the battle ends. Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. Yep. I mean, walking that one back.
He's like, never mind.
So
And as the mandibles rip apart, Declan's standing there for a second, and he will just topple over.
And I think maybe that's the point where, like, in his death, that pent up energy of him struggling kind of does that backflow, and Elias falls to the ground unconscious.
also now at 5 harm, unstable. Wow.
The only person not unstable
You
is
get
the
an
GM.
unstable. You get an unstable.
You back away, Declan, and the body gets lighter as you push it off. And there's like a dark glow as you watch it morph into this little boy, this 12-year-old kid that you saw on the porch. And all the damage that this thing got inflicted by the knife. So the boy's got a huge gash on the front of his face. And where you, like, these huge bruises, Declan, where you just beat the shit out of him. And we stand, and I think we go to break with the 4 of you just standing there with the dead body of this little boy surrounded by fire. We're going to take 10 minutes. So I think we cut to seeing this farm truck blaze through these flames coming out the southern side of this field. There's enough room for 2 in the front. The other 2 are going to be in the back. Where do we think everybody is? Adriel has stabilized everybody. Everybody's safe from taking any more harm. We're all in bad shape. Who do we think is driving?
Just kidding.
Right into a tree.
Can't see over the steering wheel.
I think Van would prioritize being in the bed with bed of the truck with. I know that came out. Yeah, I dodged it, so whatever.
Yeah, you're
with
good.
his brother, making sure that he's okay.
Yeah, with Elias, I could see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or with
Maybe
with
Adriel, I think it
in
means.
the back.
All right, I was thinking the other round.
Eh,
Van and Adriel are in the cab, and Declan and Elias are like laid out head to foot in the bed.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. So let's do that. Let's have Van driving. Adriel is exhausted. I think spiritually, emotionally, physically exhausted. And you guys are clear of that prop.
And I'm sorry,
And-
we're all healed and unstable.
You're all stable at this point, and eventually you're going to be healed. The threats are over. What I want to know though is instinctively, Van, you just stop the truck as you get to kind of the front yard of this farm. You just stop the truck, and I guess I want to know first, is there any conversation that happens between Van and Declan after all of that? Or no, Declan's in the back between Adriel and Van.
Right. Yeah, he's in the back. I think the adrenaline dump though with Van and processing the demonic voice changer that you had what was said. He stops the truck when he gets out of danger, and he just yells at the top of his lungs, "Fuck!" And he starts punching the dash of this truck, letting out whatever he can to. He's starting to maybe feel all of the harm that's coming up all at once, and he's processing that. The demon, my brother, is badly hurt, and this is the worst.
Seeing
I've seen in our
Halvis's
family.
face.
Seeing his face, hearing it, it's bringing back memories of other demons that I've encountered, and it just all came to a head right there, and that release just beating the hell out of the dashboard of this truck.
What's your reaction to that, Adriel?
I place my hand on his shoulder and I talk to him in a soothing voice. It's okay, Van. We're all still here. And then I'm using my soothe ability to.
Yeah. And what's crazy, Van, is that just having Adriel touch you and to talk to you in a flat, even tone causes your breathing to slow a little bit. Your pulse isn't racing. In the back, Declan, you're conscious, kind of looking at Elias, who is laying there. And Elias, you're coming to. And you don't know how this ended.
Right.
Hey,
So,
bud.
Where is it? What happened?
It's gone. We did it. You did a lot. How you feeling?
It hurts. but I'll be okay. I'm glad that
that-
everything-
Declan's going to kind of knock on the back glass of the truck to kind of at least indicate that there are signs of life from the bed for the folks that are in the cab. I'll kind of like knock hard a couple times, kind of give a thumbs up to indicate that to when Elias starts to stir, so they know like Elias is coming too.
Yeah, and Van, you kind of look back when Declan does that, and you see Elias sitting up. And between that and what Adriel's doing, I think that calms you down enough that you put the truck back in gear. Instinctively headed towards where we have the RV parked. It's
Like back
quiet, please.
Like back in town, you mean?
Yeah. And you're a good 15 miles out of town, and you're on this country road. It's paved. Van, you're driving when you feel a vibration in your hip pocket.
I pull out my phone, look at who is there a caller ID?
There is. What do you have Thomas Condi as in your phone? What does it show you?
Pop. P-O-P.
Yep. So it says Pop.
I flip it open and I drive and I kind of go up against the side of the window. Just, hey, Pop, you all right?
Where are you?
Craig, answer that.
You're
Location,
in Iowa.
please. Iowa. Sorry.
Sam's here. Sam's here, Van, and you've got to get here.
Whoa! I slam on the brakes. Sorry, Elias.
There ain't no airbags in this thing.
I slam on the brakes and pull over, and I step out of the truck to take this call. And I'm pacing in front of the truck. Pop. No. What did you just say?
Sam is here.
I'm tapping in
Oh, okay.
after that to his head.
Oh, are you? Okay. All right. I'm good with that. You're there.
Something's going on. I want to know what it is.
Yeah. He's here, Van. And he asked for you, and you've got to get up here. I can't lose him again. Forget about the bar. Don't worry about the bar. Sam can run it. I need your help to make sure he doesn't go away.
Don't do anything rash. Call me if something changes. I'm on my way.
Drive straight here.
You got it, Pop.
I love you, Van.
Love you too. Please be safe. Put the phone away, pace a little bit, try to collect my thoughts. Jump in the front seat. Maybe it has that little sliding window on the back. So, that was Pop, Sammy's dad. He said Sammy paid him a visit. I'm worried that
now?
Pop is in danger. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We got to get to Pops if he thinks Sam's back.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I fear that Pop is in big trouble.
For sure,
We
man.
need to hightail it back. Are you guys good with that?
Let's go.
So I guess my question is if we kind of cut to a series of highways between Iowa and Massachusetts, we obviously see the RV. Do we see a farm truck too? Or is everybody in the RV?
thing did run like shit. Just saying.
Plus,
Yeah,
I don't know if it becomes a stolen vehicle or something like that. You know,
Pretty low
even
mileage.
though it's on the farmhouse.
There's that, but also just don't think that Russ Bucket would make Iowa to Massachusetts. I feel like we all got to be in the RV.
So the
Depends.
four of you in
Ford?
the RV. Go ahead, Adriel.
I was asking if it was a Ford in answer to
Okay.
his question, if it would make it or not.
I'll tell you if it can make it or not. So the four of you in the RV, and I think I want us to do a collaborative flashback to Sam's death. I'll set the scene and I want the four of us to kind of walk through it. So we're at Gloucester. Van is there. Adriel is there. Declan, you're at school. Elias, you're unaware of this, but I still want the two of you to participate in this little exercise here.
Yeah, I mean, I can observe other spaces and times. So
That's right. So, Van, Adriel, what was your name before?
It was Adriel.
Okay. So, Van and Adriel, you have been spending 8 months trying to figure out what has gone rotten in Gloucester, Massachusetts, in your hometown. And you've narrowed it down to something demonic. And you have been trying to piece together what is its anchor? What is it using to stay here? To possess and influence this town? And almost at the same time that you figure out it's the quarry just outside of town that seems to be the center of his power, this demonic power, Sam goes missing. So I want to start the scene with Van and Adriel pulling up in the car, getting out. And I want you to imagine this 3 football field sized quarry that goes down a good 40 feet at its deepest side. And there's a black pool of water at the bottom of it. There's backhoes and quarry drills. This is an active slate quarry. And Van and Adriel, as you walk to the edge of this quarry and look down, what do you think you see? Where do you find Sam? He's still alive.
How wide is the pool of water?
I would say the pool of water is just very at the bottom. I think at its deepest, it's 10 feet. It's small. It's like the size of a pond.
So basically, he is above the pool of water with rope tying him in different places, but the rope actually makes a pentagram going across the water, and the water circle is the outer circle of the pentagram.
What do you think Van and Adriel did at that moment? And I want you to imagine this is just a series of layers, right? This is a slate quarry, so it's just flat drop. It just kind of funnels down into this pool of water where we've got this Sam tied in this pentagram spider web.
Van freezes. And that has been the source of kind of his archetype has been regret over how Sam died and that I wasn't able to do what I needed to do to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the first moment that Van froze in action when someone needed him.
So Sam was down there tied and Van did nothing. What did Adriel do?
Adriel climbed down as best that he could to try to get to the anchors where the ropes were being anchored and try to cut them free.
Yeah, I think we see you climbing and sliding down all at once, right? And we see the loose slate just rolling down and falling into the water, and just like the water just absorbing as you just do your best to safely get down there as fast as possible. Declan, is Adriel is about halfway down is when they see when him and Van see Halfus. Can you give me an idea of what they see?
So they're going down to the quarry. They see Sam is ritualistically tied up and they're trying to free him. And underneath Sam, there's almost the blackness of the water, and kind of paradoxically to what you would expect, instead of it being dark, it begins to almost turn this blindingly bright and almost look angelic. And for a split second, they see this visage appear on the surface of the water underneath Sam, and it just has this sinister shit-eating grin on his face as he sees Adriel is approaching and Van is frozen, looking on at the situation.
And Craig, if you don't mind, a small retcon, because I think not just the sight of him in danger would make him freeze, it's when the demon shows itself and things really get real as he gets closer. So maybe halfway, or maybe even all the way down to the bottom, when things start going crazy, that's the moment he freezes when he should be acting.
Oh, I like that. So the two of you are going down, and then when you really realize what the hell this is, and both Adriel and Van have never faced Halfus before, but you have been taught about Halfus from your parents, from your uncles, from your aunts. This demon has been stalking to end the Remington line for generations.
I have a question.
Please.
So Van, you're saying when you see the demon, that's when you freeze?
When I get closer and then the demon is showing itself, and it's not just him tied kind of hovering over the water from afar with a pentagram around. It's when we get down closer and we start seeing a lot of the major supernatural aspects of what's about to happen. That's the moment he freezes.
So I don't know if this would be interesting or not if we want to retcon this, but this actually could also be the place where Adriel dies. I'm trying to save Sam.
I love it. I think Halfus kills you too. So I guess that's the next thing I'm going to ask, and I'm going to have Derek help here. So Van freezes. They're about 2/3 of the way down to get this. We see this black water become crystal clear and almost bright, and Halfus is floating up and made himself visible below Sam. What do you think happens next?
So if I may, I think this is not just me viewing something remotely, like another time in another place. I think I'm actually reliving this memory because I was shown this by Halfus when he came for me.
Love that.
Like that this is what I do to people like you before I was saved by the elder god that saved me.
Yeah.
And I think he rises and maybe almost like a chorus of lesser demons or occultists arrive and surround, and they do a ritual and they slaughter Sam ritualistically, and that gives Halfus more purchase in this world, more power, more control. That was the point.
Yeah, and I want to interject here because I really like that. I think what happens is whether they were hiding or maybe they were just invisible to you, it's really difficult. But when you get down there and Halfus makes it visible, you see people from the town are surrounding where Sam is. And these are people that you went to school with, people who taught you, people that work at the general store, at the gas station. And all of their eyes are empty, just darkness as they close in. And Helphus is just floating in the bottom of this quarry. And as Sam's blood is opened up into the water, you can just see every ounce of it absorbed by Helphus. But somebody does something. And I think it's Adriel. Adriel, how do you die here?
I think it would be a direct, some type of intervention, because I would have been going for Sam to free him. So
And
whether
he's being opened up.
Or...
Yeah, he's being opened up by townspeople that are doing it. They're doing it with knives and with shovels, just like whatever they could grab. And Adriel, as you get closer, you look at these people and you realize these aren't cultists. These are extensions of Helphus. These people are possessed. And as you try to intervene, what happens?
I think Helphus gets a twofer. You know, I try to get to Sam, and you know, they turn on me. I guess initially I try to start reasoning with people like, "Hey, Joe, Sam, what are you doing?" And then that's when I notice, you know, that the eyes are black and they're not who they are or who they were. And then they turn on me and drag me in.
And they pull you on top of Sam's dead body and do the same thing. Van.
And meanwhile, I'm looking back, Van, help!
Oh.
Van, to this day, there's a part of you that believes Helphus bound you. That you were unable to help because of his power. You've never been 100% sure that's what it was. There's also a part of you, Van, that wonders if you were handed the ball and just choked. Go to credits. I can't feel my face.
What?
All right, we're back. So we're planning on being back next week. We're trying to get as close to every Wednesday as we can. We had a little bit of a hiccup there. And the next mystery is in Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's the mystery of Sam and Tom feeling that Sam has returned, which the four of you know is highly unlikely. And if it is true, that's even worse.
Well, I mean,
so
it's like seeing the binding. It's like, oh, it got worse.
Yeah, and I think Adriel, what you're hinting at is also something to consider that has to be going through your mind, right? someone else has gone through too. I don't know. But yeah, that'll be the next mystery. So between now and then, think about your pre-mystery questions and abilities and how we want to take care of that when we come back. But until then, starting with Robert, thoughts, stars, and wishes. Oh, nope. Sorry, Elias.
Post-session.
Yeah, Derek.
Post-session advancement.
Oh, all right. Who has enough?
No, I mean our
The questions, the experience.
Oh, okay, let's go through the questions. Who's got them handy?
Did we conclude the current mystery?
You did. Mark it.
All right.
Yes.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
Yes. I think collectively you kind of saved each other. So yes.
All right. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
I think between it being the little boy, the Minotaur, Sam coming back, I think we have, I'll mark that. That's 3.
Okay. And not that it matters at this point, but did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Yeah, I don't know if we did or
I'd
not.
say-
Doesn't matter.
It's a yes to either that one or the one before it.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're kind of
So,
combined
but
up, so.
if you get 3 of the 4, which we did, then we get 2 experience marks.
Beautiful. So everybody marked 2
And-
experience. Let's
and
go
then
to
as
the
far as
Remington
our-
ones.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we did that one. That's about talking or not talking about.
Did we talk about or pointedly not talk about something that was troubling a team member?
I'm willing to mark it for the flashback.
Okay.
Yeah, let's mark it for the flashback. So who does that give an advancement to? Anybody?
It gives it to the
The
Remingtons.
No, to Remington's advance?
No, that puts us at 4, right?
4 out
Yeah.
of 5.
Yeah, somebody
Okay,
just.
so you're not quite there yet. So, but what I'm wondering is, did anybody get enough to top out for an advancement? And
So
you did?
The post-session questions, that's 2 individual experience.
Correct.
Okay, I advanced as well then.
Excellent.
I'm one
So I
away.
think, all right. So Nick and DJ, just think about it for next session.
I got
how you
mine
wanna do
already.
that. Oh yeah. What are you gonna do?
Safety first. You have jerry-rigged extra protection into your gear, giving you +1 armor. So I'll be +2
Oh,
armor now.
So
Nice.
I'm envisioning you in the back of the RV for most of this drive, going, I am not going to let this happen again.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And you just spent all that time. Oh, I really love that idea. Have you put any thought into it, DJ, or you want to keep us in suspense?
I'll start the next session with it. I need
Beautiful.
to get time to think about it.
Yeah, you got all kinds of choices right on that list. So that's absolutely fantastic. All right. So back to Robert. Robert, thoughts, stars, and wishes.
Oh wow, there's so much that happened. Let's see. Stars. I want to give it to everybody. I mean, everybody leaned into their characters and their abilities during the confrontation with the Minotaur, and they did it in a organic way. With Van, the things that happened to us, then he decided to go berserker mode, and DJ with getting the thoughts into his head and being prepared, and even Elias, actually getting that magic off to put it down. It wasn't one person that made this happen. It was everybody, and I think that was pretty cool. That was a good moment. Thoughts. It's kind of hard to come up with new ones. I mean, it's a great system, but we have great players, and that's really what makes it and a great team. All of us, the team.
Do you have thoughts about this next mystery? Do you have any thoughts on what's going on?
I think Sammy is the fallen one. So that's kind of a thought I had. So it could be. I mean, I came back. He came back. It kind of makes sense. We're the opposing. And some of the things that are in my backstory about that would kind of play interesting if that was the case.
What are wishes?
Yeah, man.
do you want?
Just keep going.
What do you? Well, tell me. I want to know specifics here, Robbie. You always cheat me on the wishes thing.
Yeah, I know,
So-
because I'm just a simple guy, man. We have a good time.
What did you like that you want more of, or what do you like that you didn't get enough of?
See, that's just it, man. You all are so awesome. I'm just having a good time.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's not you. It's me.
Well, I as your
I
GM,
will try.
I'm giving you
try.
homework.
Yeah. Okay.
You have homework.
But seriously, I mean, I'm not really trying to dodge it.
I know you're
It's
not.
like,
I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah. No, I know. But it's true, man. And we say it, and I say it over and over. But every stream, you got the gold touch, the Midas touch when it comes to players on your streams,
I just get the
and
people, man.
and and you're a big part of that. And it's everybody, not just the players, but you as the DM. It's just a good time. I don't know what else. Okay, I wish for more of a good time. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna let you off the hook. DJ, thoughts, stars, and wishes.
Thoughts? I mean, I have a lot of thoughts about what the next mystery is going to hold, because I think that it's going to reveal a surprising amount about Declan's relationship to the Remington family. Like, there's a reason that Declan was in college, clear across the country when all of this happened. And we talked about him going to school. We have never said anything about him finishing.
Yeah.
And how does that play into his family dynamics and the sect, and how did all of this trauma affect him? Because these are people he knew as well. Like, this was his uncle, and this was Mr. Sam. Like, these are people that Declan knew very personally, and it clearly motivated him to come home and to take up the family business, whether he or somebody else had tried to keep him away from it his whole life.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see how that is going to play out. Stars, I feel like for the team as a whole, like the Remingtons as a character, I felt like really shined, especially during the final battle with the Minotaur. And it's going to lead to more conversations. Like, at some point, Van is going to ask Declan why he just refused to get in the truck when he told him to get in the truck. He kind of like knows everybody else's motivations. Declan's kind of a wild card to that, I feel like, who just like decided he was going to stand up and finish this thing.
Yeah.
And wishes, I think, might be about to come true, in that spending that luck point is going to reveal something about the Emberfold, because they've now, some operation of theirs has gone catastrophically wrong, and what that's going to look like. I'm interested to see how that plays out, and I want to see the effect that's going to have.
Yeah, you're yes is the answer, TJ. Derek, thoughts, stars, and wishes.
Oh boy. Thoughts. I'm really enjoying everything in the way that we've kind of built things but left spaces, so that when things start to seem like they can fit together, it makes things more interesting. So I am interested in seeing what more we learn about how this connection at a much higher and like generational level we have to each other and to the larger plot and to Declan's sect or group's prophecies, and to what's going on with Adriel and his resurrection, and how that all interacts with Halphus, and how that fits with my story and my issues and my own empowerment, and then how, as kind of the scarred but mostly, as you said before, like the most human of all of us is battling through and being that kind of leader for us. I think is going to be really interesting to see unfold. So I'm excited about all that. Stars, same thing. I think everything, both mechanically and by luck of the dice and or using luck of the
Music
luck.
luck, yeah.
I think it was really cool to have this kind of like final stand where we're all pitching in for each other. Maybe a little less, the danger outside of us was great enough that we didn't let anything get between us. And one of the things that I'm personally interested in exploring with my character is continuing to push on Adriel's assumptions about who he actually works for, and how maybe he's not as different from me as he thinks he is. But yeah, so I'm excited about that too.
The one thing I want to call out that you said, Derek, that I think is a really big deal, and it's something I harp about a lot, is leave space, right? By you four sketching out these characters, and these were real people on episode 1, but you guys left space, right? Like, we don't know still how Declan was recruited, right? And how did Declan connect to his sect, to the Emberfold? And I feel like DJ's left space for Declan to tell him, right? And I think that there's something very magical that we cheat ourselves on sometimes when we fill in every corner, which is to let your character come to life and start telling you things and start saying, this is who I am. And it's really an incredible moment as a player to say, I am going to jump inside a Van and figure Van out. And so Van is something who is fully formed, not necessarily that I created and from whole cloth, that I'm inhabiting for a period of time. It can become something very cool. And I give Robert a ton of credit for retconning and realizing this is when I died. And I think that's like, boy, did we just raise the stakes, right? Which I think is amazing. So Drake in the chat says, the best part of the conversations are found in the implications between the blanks we leave for each other. Great table. I couldn't agree more. Last but not least, Uncle Nick, thoughts, stars, and wishes.
Well, my star was definitely Robert's retcon moment of going, you know what? I love this clicking in this way. I had an idea of something and I want to go it that way because it makes more sense for the story. And I thought that was amazing because and that actually pivots into my thoughts, because there were so many blanks, gray areas, rough ideas that were modified and finalized in this episode that probably the viewers don't know, that only we know on behind the scenes, because we had these kind of rough ideas, and just like what you and everybody's saying, it's everything lives in between that really, and I felt like this session had a lot of solidifying some ideas that made the story better, and I love that. And so kudos Robert, and kudos Craig for giving that freedom, and you're even supporting and pushing some ideas on the group that helped the story overall kind of blend. It's like, oh, I love that. Yes, and so it worked out great. So I that was my star and thought, right? But to roll into wish, I would love more bingo involvement that does not make me uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. Don't hold your breath on that one. I'm having way too much fun with bingo.
That was actually going to be my wish, but I knew Craig wouldn't honor it, so I didn't bother to say it.
If anything, I just encourage Craig, right? Yeah, like
I'm having way too much fun with her.
Dang. Yeah. So I would love her to be more of an integral part, or something that we all go, let's call bingo. Like, I even almost had that moment of going, while I'm rushing to the truck, calling bingo to say, do I need to burn this other body? Because I don't really know that there's a fight over in the cornfield yet.
Yeah.
Is there ways to incorporate that as another resource, and to what extent? Or, I'd like to explore that more. Well,
and here's the thing to keep in mind, Nick, is you paid for her, right? Because she was a choice that you four made, right? And you need to get value from that. So do not be afraid to push in on that. She is there waiting for you. And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about leaving space. How did bingo come into play? Are we going to find that out? I don't know. We're not going to answer every question as we play, but that's an interesting question that might appear. as we go through play. The only other last thing I'll say, and I think the four of you are so good about this too, is that we did bonds. So bonds are established between the characters, but you guys even left space there, right? You said, okay, here's our bond, but we're not going to fully flesh this out. Let's see what this bond means, but you can still act that the bond is in place without filling in the details, which I think is fantastic. A ton of stuff coming up, folks. Tomorrow we've got another episode of Isle of the Damned. Holy Christmas. I've been wanting to do a grindhouse horror scenario, and this thing is just perfect. We've got 4 college friends reuniting on an island, and shit's fucked up, and it's going downhill really fast. And another phenomenal table. Everybody's leaning in. If you're going to play Call of Cthulhu, you got to be ready to let people frazzle and go, and they're frazzling and going. They're allowing the mechanics to drive the narrative on that. So you definitely want to catch that. If you've not watched the first 3 episodes, you want to go check those out. So that's tomorrow. We're streaming that. Next week, we've got same time, same bat channel. We're going to be coming back and pulling into Gloucester, Massachusetts, and see what the hell's going on here. And then, of course, a week from tomorrow is Forbidden Lands coming back. On the 9th of November, another liminal horror. If you have not watched our liminal horror run with the Transit Recursive, highly recommend it. A lot of the floor heads have talked about it and just said, like, wow, what a crazy freaking one shot that was. We're going to do another one called The Chair, which Nick is participating in. So that's something to look forward to on the 9th. And then last but not least, on the 23rd, we are going to come back to Cthulhu Dark, which has become a big love of mine and a big darling. And we're doing a scenario that I have run 4 times now. This will be the 5th time I've run it, all with different tables and learning every time. It's called The Screams of the Children. It happens in Victorian England in 1851. And it goes hard. It goes hard, and it goes hard fast. Yeah, watch out for that. Right, Nick, you're not playing The Chair. You're playing Cthulhu Dark.
Cthulhu Dark, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the one that, we'll get to see Nick playing as well. All right. Love everybody. See you in a week.
Bye.
Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.